close this back door.
If it's in the headlines, on the first page or the last, it's fair game here on the Sports Reel Podcast.
And we welcome you to the real reason why Tuesdays were invented. This is the Sports Reel Podcast, live on the PFC Entertainment Network, along with Tim Sheridan, and Vinny is with us here this week from Just Another Sports Fan. We welcome you to the show. Gentlemen, great to see you. Eric Mendal is on his way to the studio. He will be joining us here in just a little while. But we've got a lot of shit that we're going to talk about this week, gentlemen. Tim, let's start with you. Good to see you. How's things?
Man, things couldn't be better. Besides, I didn't get the excitement on our end of our whole intro. Like usually I like to dance to it, but it didn't show up on my side. But it was going live on the feed. Like you probably heard a little like feedback from that because I turned up my volume on my phone dancing to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, life is good right now. I'm tired, Jason. I'm very tired. It's been busy. I've been trying to get the yard ready for the 4th of July party. We end up having our landscaping guy come today and redo our whole front, like mulch bed area and stuff like that, because I didn't have time for that. Other than that, you know, I had an exciting weekend. I set my yard on fire. That was fun. So I sat outside and drank beer and watched the PGA until I could fully put out that fire and not have to worry about my whole, you know, subdivision burning down, because there's no burn bans going on. But let me tell you, you get one little hot coal come off that fire and land in that grass right now, it's going up in flames. I was bitching about a month and a half ago that we don't need any more rain. We need some damn rain. So Lord, please send us some rain, because my grass is dead. Like just dead. I cut it too damn short, too soon, and now it won't even grow. I haven't cut my grass in a week and a half. Still doesn't need to be cut, which is fantastic because I don't have time for that shit. But I need some rain so I can burn some shit.
It's crazy because we spent all of April underwater, 3/4 of May underwater. Now here we are coming into June, and things are drying out just in time for the 4th of July. And a buddy of mine at work has a huge bash every 4th of July. And I mean, it don't matter what day of the week it falls on. Like it is a spectacle. And now he's low key stressing out because things are so dry and really wanting the rain, because he does the big bonfires. And when I say bonfires, I mean like the ones that they had at pep rallies back in the 60s and 70s, you know, the ones that you could see the flames from NASA. So he's
I don't
freaking
remember
out.
those days, Jason.
Yeah, it's so with all the pyro and stuff like that, like he's legit worried that he may not be able to have his party. So we don't have fire bans now, man, but if we don't get something going on weather-wise to kind of water the grass, as it were, we're going to start seeing those sooner rather than later. Although I will say that this weekend here in the fine state of Michigan, we are expected to get some rain starting on Friday, so hopefully that helps out. But over in Connecticut, our good friend Vinny, the host of just another sports fan and co-host of Ball Game here on the PFC Entertainment Network, which you're going to hear live this Thursday night beginning at 6 p.m. Cannot wait for that. Vinny, great to see you. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, great to see you guys. Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off the weather. It has been crazy here. One day 70 and then 39 degrees at nighttime. It's absolutely, I've never seen a June. I know we're June, what, 2nd, whatever, but, you know, end of May. This is nuts. My birthday's the 21st, and after that, May, just passed, you were smooth going. I've never seen anything like this. Yes, we had rain. You guys had a little less rain, but no, this is very, very odd season for me. I just been watching, obviously, a lot of baseball. Honestly, I haven't been watching my Mets as much. I've been, you know, I got the package for the MLB, so I've been dabbling in a little of each night, little Pittsburgh, little Royals, little this, that, just to get a feel of it. And, you know, that's basically what I've been doing, really. That's about it in a nutshell.
Yeah, I have the MLB app on my phone and on my iPad, and I did subscribe to the streaming service that's exclusive to the Detroit Tigers. But having the MLB app, I can listen to every single game. So I've been, you know, obviously that's how I pay attention and keep up with the Colorado Rockies, because with them being on the west side of the country, their games start later, which is, as a third shifter, like, I'm all about it, because I'm listening to baseball up until like 1 in the morning every night. And so, yeah, Vinny, you know, to kind of piggyback off what you're saying, I have the opportunity to listen to a lot of out of market games. You know, Seattle is one that I always pay attention to. Colorado, obviously, but even the California teams. You know, not a whole lot going on with the Angels right now, but the Dodgers, obviously the defending world champions. And we can actually start this week, gentlemen, with a little bit of MLB talk here. Before Eric gets into the studio, because I know he's going to want to touch on the Stanley Cup Finals. He's going to want to touch on this blockbuster trade with the NFL. We'll get to that here in a little bit, but let's start by looking, Tim, at what the Tigers did last week. Another not so great week, if I can be honest with you. As we pull up the graphic here, they went 2-5 last week.
Why don't you give that May record?
I don't want to. May was just, it's atrocious, man. You know what it's gotten, Tim? It's gotten embarrassing. It's gotten embarrassing when you look at the overall ratings of MLB, and the Detroit Tigers are the third worst team in all of baseball, behind the Angels and behind the Rockies. And you know, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, we were still looking at this team like, okay, let's turn this thing around. Let's get back in control of the AL Central. Meanwhile, the Chicago White Sox have been on fire. Nobody's seen that coming.
Yeah, where the fuck that come from?
I don't know. And Cleveland is being Cleveland. They're playing Cleveland baseball right now. Kansas City shows signs of life. The AL Central is, I mean, by and large, it's abysmal. But at the bottom of that right now is the Detroit Tigers. Let's run through the results. Last Tuesday, they should have never lost any of these games to the Angels, but they dropped one 10-6. They did rebound with a 4-0 win over the Angels on Wednesday. And then the Los Angeles would cap it off with a 7-1 win over the Tigers. Then we rolled into the weekend series, a very important one, with the White Sox, and the Tigers got swept. Friday lost 4-3, Saturday 7-1, Sunday 2-1, and then last night Another series that I was low-key freaking out about, this series with the Tampa Bay Rays, but somehow or another, man, the Tigers turned it on last night. It was like, okay, this is the team that I've been waiting to see. 3 home runs in a row during the course of this game. They were able to pull this one off against one of the best teams in MLB. They will finish up that series here tonight, and then tomorrow they play the Rays. They don't have a game on Thursday, but then they go home to face the Seattle Mariners for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's not getting any easier for the Detroit Tigers. And Vinny, I'll ask you, kind of looking at this, and you and I have talked about the Tigers quite a bit on Ball Game. When you look at what the potential this team had, and then we see what we're being met with, they lost a series to the Mets, which at the time, and I know this strikes a nerve with you because you're a Mets fan, but at the time the Mets were not among the elite in MLB. They lost that series, and then you're losing a series to a team like the Los Angeles Angels. It's very disconcerting right now to be a Tigers fan.
Yeah, any team that drops off like that with high expectations, you guys got a great team. You're thinking, what am I missing?
Right.
To me, it comes down to management. What's going on? I want to know what's going on in the locker room because the talent on the field does not match the record, right?
Right.
It does not match. So you got to kind of peel the onion back a little bit and see, what happened last year to this year, what moves they made in between, and who joined the team. That could be a little bit of a cancer, a little of a tweak. That's what I feel because the ball players just don't drop off, right? Their talent is their talent. So something to me spooked them. There's something going on. When something like that happens, I truly 100% believe it is behind the scenes. And number two, let's think about this. The MLB negotiation team, that's on the table now. So I think a lot of their heads are on that contract because it just came out that they are way separate on this negotiation. They want a cap. They're going no. And as me and Jason talk about on Ball Game, I can see at the end of this year a lockout, which I absolutely don't want. But it has to play on these players' minds because, right, this is their future. Negotiating with your union just like anybody else would. I was with a union. You negotiate. You want the best deal you can. So they're on the field, but to me, they're not on the field. Their brain is kind of somewhere else thinking, oh my gosh, is there going to be a salary cap? And how's that going to affect me, my family? Where am I going to go? Am I going to be traded? So I think that's what kind of is going on right now. And you're going to kind of see it the rest of the season because they're going to negotiate all summer. So that's where I feel on this.
I really hope for the sake of baseball that they are having preliminary negotiations. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to have a representative from both sides to actually begin the conversations to kind of put the feelers out there. This is kind of what the players union is looking at. This is what management is looking at. So now that they have their cards somewhat on the table, they can start the negotiation process. Because the last thing that we as fans or this sport as a whole needs is another strike. It cannot afford another strike.
No.
I don't know if baseball would be able to rebound like they did in the 90s with the last significant strike, work stoppage. It cost us the World Series. And it wasn't until the home run race between McGwire and Sosa in the summer of 98, some 4 years after the fact, that's how long it took baseball to rebound, when it took something of a spectacle like that to bring baseball back around. Vinny, I don't think we have that right now. We don't have those players right now, in my view, that's those larger-than-life mantles that can pick the entire sport up out of the muckery of everything that comes with a strike or any kind of work stoppage And don't even talk to me about replacement players because that's a sticking point too. Um, we're going to be breaking all this down in great detail this Thursday, beginning at 6 p.m. right here on the PFC Entertainment Network. Vinny and I with the next episode of Ball Game. Tim, when you look at the Tigers, I know you're not watching them because of the streaming bullshit, and I don't blame you. But I know you're watching the highlights. I know you're seeing the headlines. Is this a management thing? Is it time to turn the heat up, a little bit on AJ Hinch?
Well, first off, I wanted to bring this up here a minute ago before I get deep into the Tigers, but I might not be able to watch them, but I know I'm going to be able to listen to them here pretty soon. Or actually now, because in the Lapeer area, if you're from this area, a lot of people are pretty heated about this, but 103.1 has now become the ticket. So now we have sports talk radio right here in Lapeer, and I know they broadcast all of these Tigers games, so I will be able to actually listen to these Tigers games. And I'm excited about that. Even though I could get 97.1 the ticket before, I'm kind of with my little short antenna in my truck because I had to be a cool guy and get a little tiny antenna. You know what I mean? Just because I don't want anything big on my truck because then people think you got a small wiener. But so I went with a tiny guy. I'm offsetting, confusing people. But besides that point, yeah, I'm excited to the fact that I'll be able to at least listen to them. And I do catch occasionally because occasionally, they do put their games out there. So where you can watch them on NBC and shit like that, where I can pick them up. But as for the Tigers right now, and I want to bring up a point. I listened to Catching Up with Cody last night. CB and Keith were on there from the 411 podcast. And Keith brought up a good point. Yep. He brought up a really good point that baseball is kind of like a little bit of a finicky sport. The Tigers could turn around tomorrow, go on a 15-game winning streak and get right back into this thing and be leading the damn, the Central. So let's not count them out just yet. But at the same time, I don't know if this is a management thing, to be honest. I mean, Hinch has done well with them in the past. I'm like really debating whether or not this is just an injury thing. I mean, Jason, look at the injuries to that starting rotation right now. I mean, Mize just came back. He's out again for you know what I mean? Like this is it's been a joke. And even, batters. I mean, Kerry Carpenter's been out. I know he's coming back now. I heard that he's being, he's coming back. I think he's
home runs last night.
Yep. So he's back now. So if we start getting some of these players back from injury, maybe they can turn this thing around. But I think this is, this might be an ownership thing, really. And I'm seeing a lot of that online about calling for, Chris Ilitch's head right now because no movement, not adding to this team, like the depth. There's a lot of depth in AAA, but they're not making any movement to call any of these guys up to try these guys out. You know what I mean? So what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? They're trade pieces down there is the way that I'm figuring that what's going on. You know what I mean? You got some talent down, AAA and AA. They're trade pieces. I don't know if this is just a money making thing right now because Tigers, one of the worst teams in baseball, ticket prices, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, you need to get your shit together right now. They should be giving tickets away, and the ballparks are still filling up, but you should be giving away because this team is not performing the way that they have been. And we had high hopes coming into this season because of the way that they performed the last two seasons. Nothing's really changed. You know what I mean? Like, so besides the injuries right now, but what the fuck is going on? Like, we just can't keep up. When the White Sox are sweeping you, you have a fucking problem. I think. Yeah, real big problem. And not to knock on the White Sox or any Chicago fans out there, bless your hearts, you know what I mean? But, like everybody's got to have a fan. So I'm glad that somebody likes them. But, like you gotta figure some shit out. And I don't think AJ needs to go anywhere, but we need to start looking at ownership with them and the wing. I mean, it's Chris Ilitch. I mean, you look at the Tigers, they are on a thing, and we'll get into teams that just go all in for it here a little bit later because we had an NFL team do it. So when we get into that, that's going to be pretty fun. And I know that affected Vinny a little bit there, but we've had this discussion before with Vinny, and he said he'd be happy to see him go somewhere else and actually go get a chance at a ring. So we'll get into that. But, the Red Wings and the Tigers, same owners, don't make any fucking moves. Like, so maybe it's time to Sell the team. You know what I mean? I know Dan Gilbert would probably, love for the chance to grab both of those teams, and he'd pay a pretty penny for them.
Well,
So
And that dude's he's got the money for it too. He ain't
Oh,
hurt.
yeah.
I
No,
mean,
no.
when you're paying for 9 buses of fans to come up to Detroit from Cleveland for the NBA, playoffs between the Pistons and the Cavaliers, paying like the whole trip, lodging and food, and I mean, we're not talking cheap seats here. Like this dude forked out a little bit of coin. He's got the money. And if we had an ownership in place here that actually was committed to winning, we would not be having this conversation. I feel like these sports teams for the Illiches, for Chris Illich, it's a tax write-off. It's a glorified tax write-off, and it's to make him feel important. Whereas his dad went all in. His dad
every year.
every fucking year.
Didn't
what the
fucking
Red Wings
matter.
did. No,
Yeah.
he did not care.
Even the Tigers, he would just keep dumping money into him and dumping money into him. And it's fucking asinine to look at what they've turned into. The fact that they won't spend any fucking money to try to go after, a championship. Last year they were in prime position and we needed some more bats. What'd they do? Fucking nothing. Nothing. And we're about to have, and granted, I am okay with it. You know what I mean? We're about to have the best left-handed pitcher in baseball. But man, that was a loud fucking boosh.
Sorry, it was.
That son of a bitch was loud. It cut off my headphones. Boosh. We're about to have the best left-handed pitcher in baseball leave us because, and granted, we've had this discussion a million times. I'm okay with it because he's kind of a jackass and he worries more about himself than anybody else. But at the same time, he's gone, dude. Like let's just put it out there. Like he's being traded away. This team is thing, and they're not going to get the value for him to what they would have if they traded him in the offseason because of this injury. So like you're going to have to trade him away, and you're not going to get much out of him, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So they kind of dropped the ball there too. But how do you see that coming? You know what I mean? I'm sure AJ wants to keep Scooble on the roster. I'm sure he does. But when ownership's not willing to cough up any money, you know what I mean? How can you keep it? Not that I don't want him for a 10-year deal, you know what I mean? But give the guy a fucking shit ton of money to stay here for 4 or 5. I'd be okay with that. Yeah, meet him in the middle.
Yeah.
Give him a shit ton of money. Give him more money to stay here for 4 or 5 than where he'd go somewhere else and get a little less money for a longer term deal. You know what I mean? You can make that happen, but Chris Illich is a fucking joke. He's shown it over and over again with the Tigers, with the Red Wings. Thank God he does not own the Lions and the Pistons, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we're looking at the same fucking problems with the Pistons, and I'll bitch about the Lions here in a little bit too, because we got almost the same fucking issue with the Lions. So it must just be a Detroit thing. Eric, welcome to the Sports World podcast, you bitch.
Don't be lying to our audience ever again, dude.
About what?
That you don't have a small wiener.
Motherfucker was listening. I got a tiny antenna.
And did you have a tiny wiener? We all know.
One more quick MLB note that I want to make here, and I thought of our good friend Freddie, who a huge New York Yankees fan, and I watch his recaps every day on TikTok. He does a tremendous job breaking all that down. But the golden goose of the New York Yankees has been scratched from the lineup with a bone bruise in his rib cage, and this has Yankee fans a little bit nervous. And when you take your star player out like that, there is, especially in that New York market, Vinny, you can back me up on this. There sends a shockwave of panic through that fan base. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%. One player, like you said, your star player, you're talking about Judge, right? Mm-hmm. Judge. Okay. Yep, what they're saying around here, I'm going to tell you right now, it's only a freaking bruise. Get out there and play, right? He's got no broken bones. We're paying you all this freaking money. Get out there and play. You have no broken bones. But from a baseball standpoint, you can understand why he has to sit out and let that heal. But Jason, 100% right. When you start to these players go down, you're gonna hear about it. You're definitely gonna hear about it.
100%. So I personally am going to be keeping track of that, and I'm going to be interested to see what Freddie has to say about this. If this becomes a long-term thing Vinny, we're going to have him on Ball Game to have him break this down. Because having a Mets fan and a Yankees fan on the air at the same time, like, I'm fucking here for it. I am here for it.
Hell yeah. Hell
Let me
yeah.
grab the referee shirt. I still got it in my gimmick bag. Like, I am here for it. Eric, it's great to see you, brother. How's things?
Great to see you, sir. Not too bad. Just a little sunburn over the weekend, but I'm getting past that. But happy to be here, and honestly, really excited about tonight because the Stanley Cup starts tonight. But we'll get into that here in a little bit. But my take on the Tigers, you know, the wheels. My take.
No, you said cake.
Your cake.
You got fucking cake on the brain.
Shut up.
I heard cake as well.
It might have came out there. I'm trying to talk fast, but my take on them, with all the injuries and all that, the wheels falling off like this. Scooble don't even want to be here. You might as well see what you can get for him. You know, I was listening to the radio today. They're going over all the trade possibilities with who and what they could get. Do what you can do, and if you got to blow this whole thing up and start rebuilding, you know, right now, you might as well. Because if there's going to be a lockout next year, why not now?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Vinny and I were kind of toying on that topic because as we get week by week into the season, the contract talks are starting to become more and more prominent. And the word lockout, the words work stoppage are starting to become more frequent. And I'm freaking out about it, if I can be honest with you.
Yeah.
And again, as a programming note, Vinny and I are going to be live Thursday night, 6 p.m., right here on the PFC Entertainment Network for all the latest information, news, headlines, rumor, and innuendo around Major League Baseball. But let's go ahead and shift gears here. And we've got two very big series that are starting this week. In the NBA, let's start there. The NBA Finals have been set, guys. And it is going to be the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the Western Conference champion San Antonio Spurs are going to be locking up in the 2026 NBA Finals. Game 1 will be tomorrow night in San Antonio, Friday in San Antonio. Games 3 and 4, Monday and Wednesday respectfully, will be in New York. Game 5, if necessary, will be Saturday in San Antonio. 6, if necessary, Tuesday in New York. And 7, if necessary, back in San Antonio. The stage is set, Tim. We've got Spurs. We've got the Knicks. This is one of these teams are going to be crowned champions of the National Basketball Association. The Western Conference Finals between the Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder did go all 7 games as we expected. Was this the outcome that you thought we would see?
So I just have a question. How do they decide who gets home court advantage? Because they're both the number 2 seed.
Probably a better record.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what my thought was, but I'm going to ask anyway. Maybe it was something different. I don't know, but okay.
It's a better record. And right now, the way they're looking at it, besides the Knicks being in this thing, because I didn't think they'd make it this far. And Zach, I know you wrote me the other day saying something about, you know, the Knicks, because you had all this stuff going on. I only said that the Knicks would lose to Detroit in the playoffs. They never got that chance because Detroit sucked it up and lost to Cleveland. But the Knicks are on fire right now. I 100% respect what they've done this year. It's got to be exciting for the New York fan base because it's been a long time since they've been in this position. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they're playing against a fucking alien, and Wemby is an absolute alien. And I got the Spurs taking this thing in 5, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like I just think that defense from San Antonio, I don't think New York's going to be ready for it because New York didn't fare very well against Detroit's defense, and the Spurs defense is much better, especially inside the paint. You know what I mean? Now, New York can shoot outside a little bit, but Wemby's good out there too. And, you know, I really have a feeling this is going to be the year of the Spurs, unfortunately for all the New York fans. So suck it up and get used to you losing because you're never going to win fucking anything. Sorry. Vinny, sorry.
No, I'm not a Knicks fan, but I got to tell you.
No, but I'm just talking New York in general. You're going to win nothing. Even though I picked the Giants to go pretty far this year. But
I think you're wrong.
Oh, fuck off.
New York's playing really good basketball right now. And you're going to sit here and say, oh, they didn't do good against the Pistons. A whole new season starts in the playoffs, and they played great.
You know what? I'll tell you something. That just doomed New York for all you New York fans because Eric is very bad at picking winners.
How confident are you in the Spurs?
However, Danhausen is going to curse the San Antonio Spurs. It did wonders for the Cavaliers series. So if he was
Did
to put
Danhausen curse the Detroit Pistons?
no.
Oh.
As a sidebar, you know he's from Michigan.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's why I was questioning that.
In an interview, an ESPN reporter asked him who is the most cursed sports franchise of all time, and he legitimately said the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Tigers, the Detroit Red Wings. So he's cursing all of their
Fuck that guy.
opponents.
That guy's an idiot.
Fuck.
There goes Jason.
That was easy.
But
Thank God we got rid of the problem.
so yeah, no. To be honest with you, I'm not betting money. You know I don't fucking bet money.
Not even $1.
Not even a dollar. A dollar. You know how hard I work for $1?
Not hard.
Not hard at all.
I know. So shut up.
That's besides the point.
God damn.
Yes.
Hey, you just got the curse on you, brother. So you're
He'll be
fucked.
fine.
You're
he'll be
absolutely
okay.
fucked.
He'll
But
be okay.
I'm really feeling.
I'm not a
Spurs.
Spartans fan. I'm okay.
Vinny, give us your thoughts on this. I know you're from Connecticut. You're close to the New York area. How you feeling about this whole series? Who do you think is going to walk away in it?
Well, I'm going to tell you, the Knicks are going to go farther than 5 games as you predicted. You know what?
7.
I think definitely 7 games, and they have been off the chain in New York. The crowds, the celebrations since 1999. This team has not won in a very long time. And let me tell you, there is a difference to me between Knicks, right? Knicks, New York's, and like the Yankee fans. Knicks fans are not as near arrogant like that as the Yankee fans. So I don't mind the Knicks. The only thing that scares me is they had a lot of time off, the Knicks. They had a lot
that does them good.
Yeah, but that
Does
worked
it
out
really?
well for them and against the Cavs because they did the same thing in their first series and they had a bunch of time off before they went into the Cavs and they just swept the Cavs. So I don't think the time off really affects them the same. If anything, it probably hurt the Spurs more that they went so deep in this series. But at the same time, I don't even think it's the Spurs. I think it's Wemby, to be honest, Vinny.
One player can't win it all.
Oh, one player absolutely can.
Right.
No, they could not, because then LeBron would have brought Cleveland a championship when he was there the first time.
LeBron sucks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nah,
So you're pretty much when you were saying, Vinny, about like how Knicks fans and
Yankee fans.
Yankee fans and all that. So I'm gonna put like the Yankee fans in the same category as the Spartan fans then. So that's where I should put them then, right?
Absolutely.
Like very arrogant and annoying, and like just keep them in the little
No. You cannot sit here and say that Spartan fans are arrogant because we've got nothing to be arrogant about. You want to talk about arrogance here in the fine state of Michigan? Let's talk about the Wolverine Nation, my
Hey,
friend.
settle down, buddy. Settle down. We're talking about basketball.
You are not going to rattle my fucking cage and then sit there and tell me to settle down. Are
Hey,
you?
who was the national championship this year? Not you guys.
All the more reason why Wolverine fans are way more arrogant than Spartan fans. Calm the fuck down.
I didn't get that mad when he said anything about that about Michigan. You see this? You see this, Tim?
I fucking love it.
You rattled my cage, Eric. You poked the bear. And then you're going to sit there once you get a reaction.
I poked the teddy bear. I poked the teddy bear, not the bear.
Poke
You know
that.
you want to get him really mad?
Should we say happy birthday to him?
No, it's not even that. Stone Cold Steve Austin is the most overrated wrestler on the face of this earth.
I will fucking rip your
Okay,
throat
I
out.
can't agree with you on that one. I love Stone Cold Steve
I
Austin.
know. I love Stone Cold. Sorry, Steve.
I think the
will go
most
straight up
overrated was the
behind you.
Undertaker, honestly.
Oh, fuck you.
Vinny, continue with the Knicks. Continue.
Sorry, Steve. I did not mean that. You were
Dude,
one
his
of my
head's getting
favorites
red.
growing
His
up,
head's
bro.
getting red. It's
They're
getting,
just fucking
I don't know
pushing
if I want
Jason's
to do this
butt.
show anymore. I don't know if I want to do this rest of the show today.
there's a
Guys,
Spartan fan always
pissed me off.
quitting.
You've broken
There's
my
a
heart.
Spartan fan always trying to quit.
Eric, I swear to fucking God.
Okay,
Oh my
I don't
lord.
even have anything to throw and break that's disposable.
good. Well, Vinny, so
Do
you
you
think
need a minute to go grab something?
So Vinny, so you think what 6, 7? What are you thinking for this series?
I think, yeah, I think the Knicks are going to pull this off. I really, really do. Within
Okay.
6, 7 games, like exactly what you said. Everybody was expecting OKC.
Yep.
I think a lot of people were expecting OKC, and these guys, the Spurs got right in, and I'm going with the Knicks. I really feel the momentum is on their side at this point in time, where we're at, and you know, either team that they would have played, they would have been on the West Coast anyway to start, so they didn't have home field. So
Okay.
you know what? That's okay. I really think the momentum that New York has, what I've seen, oh my gosh! I mean,
If
it's
you
it's
can steal
overpowering.
game 2 in San Antonio, coming home to game 3, I think that's when you can get a 3-1 lead on the San Antonio.
Yes,
If you
yeah,
come to New York, because trying to win the Gardens, that's a hard place to win,
you got to
especially in the
split out
playoffs.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You got to
You,
split. You
you
got to
can't
take a
let
game.
you can't let either of those teams get 2 in a row at home, because then they're gonna have momentum going into that third game, and then it's gonna be very difficult to bounce back.
Spot on. Spot on. Yep.
I think they'll split. Honestly, both. I think they're gonna split the first 2 games. I think it'll be a 1-1 series after 2.
I could definitely see that. Splitting the 2 games, coming Madison Square Garden, that place is going to be erupting, man.
And I think that's when the Knicks will get 2. I think that's when they'll get. I think they'll steal one at home when the Spurs should have won that. I think they'll make a comeback and win it.
Knicks are only 1-1.
You're stupid.
As Jason sitting here stewing. Jason, I got to hear what you got to say. I can see the your face is red.
The steam coming out of his
steam
headphones.
coming off of your head right now, which isn't that hard because you don't have any hair, so there's nothing to get in the way of the steam. So, but as we found out in the past, like this show does really well when we have a lot of bald people on it. And if this
true.
fucker takes off his hat right now, he's back joining you. So we have another bald guy back on the damn show. Yep. Although you need to do a little maintenance there. You're looking a little long there,
Yeah,
princess.
I know.
Like,
You just have a longer beard than me. Shut up.
I just got it trimmed up today. I wanted to look a little bit more sunny. See, he's got some hair. I still got some hair up here.
I
Vinny.
know. He's weird.
I got a
without having
lion's
put it on.
mane.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good hairline for how old he is.
I
So do you, Jason.
Us old men get around still. Don't worry.
no, I think it's going to be Spurs in 6.
Okay.
And then, look, no disrespect, Vinny. I totally respect your opinion. You know this.
Oh,
But man, San Antonio is just—they're built different, and I really thought they were going to go. I didn't think it would take 7 to get all 7 against Oklahoma City. I thought they were going to wrap that up in 5 or 6. And the fact that Oklahoma City, as good as they are, pushed San Antonio the way that they did, I think that lit a fire under the Spurs' asses. And with all this hype on New York right now, and this big question mark, is the layoff going to be a detriment to them? History has shown no, but where you can't compare the Cleveland Cavaliers with the San Antonio Spurs, and they're just not on the same level in my view. So I mean, and I could be completely wrong. New York could come out here and fucking just steamroll San Antonio and sweep the NBA Finals, and I'll be the first one that comes on the air the next week and says I was wrong. But I just don't see it happening that way. San Antonio wants this. Not that New York don't, but San Antonio has experience that the Knicks do not. And experience and momentum does still carry a lot of weight, especially in the NBA. So I'm going San Antonio in 6.
I can get there right there
and
with
off
you.
that, a lot of buzz. Yeah, a lot of buzz going around. Oh, the Knicks, they beat 2 cream puffs, to get into the finals. That's what's been going on around here a little bit. Have they been tested enough, with Cleveland and defeating the other guys and this and that? So this is their true test, right? This is the monster, right? This is the monster they're going against. I could see what they're saying. They had some cream puffs, but you know what? Cream puff or not, you still got to perform, and they did.
Right.
So,
No, I get right behind you there. And we've been stating this since the very beginning of this basketball season right here. that the Western Conference was the tougher conference. You know what I mean? Any team out of the West was going to be harder to beat in the finals. You know what I mean? Like it's the I don't want to say the superior conference. You know what I mean? But there's a lot more talent on the Western side than there is the Eastern. You know what I mean? The Eastern Conference was a little soft this year. Granted, you know what I mean? You had your Bostons who had injury throughout most of the years, and I'm surprised that they got, knocked out as quick as they did. Detroit shit the bed, unfortunately, because they had a lot of talent. But, I was listening to the ticket today because, like I said earlier, it's 103.1 the ticket now, and we get it super clear here in Lapeer, so I'm pretty fucking
Oh, so it's on 10. Okay.
It's on 103.1 now. So I was listening to them, and they were talking about it, and people were bitching about, you got to do something about the Pistons. They dropped the ball, JB Bickerstaff, should be getting fired and stuff like that. It's like,
God,
no. 2 years ago, it was the worst team in basketball. If you would have said 2 years ago you'd be in the second round of the playoffs playing into the Game 7, everybody would be fucking happy. You know what I mean? And they did that. They lost Game 7, but unfortunately, like 2 years ago, if you would have said that, people would have been happy. If you would have said you'd go to Game 7 in the second round of the playoffs and you'd lose, people would be excited. But now all of a sudden we're here and people are pissed off saying the Pistons aren't doing enough. You know what I mean?
No.
So, like, chill your fucking brakes a little bit. This team 2 years ago was literally the worst fucking team in basketball, and they went deeper into the playoffs than they did the previous year. Now, if they don't make it past the second round next year, then you got a reason to bitch. But right now, they're still growing. They're still moving. I hope, I'm hoping that the draft, they can do something to move up a little bit, and I think they might be able to possibly, maybe, this might be a smart move, sign Duran, trade him. You know what I mean? You really can't trade him if you don't sign him. But if you sign him and trade him, you might be able to move up in the draft.
I don't think you sign him and trade him. I think you sign him, just not to a maxed out contract. And then I heard they were talking about if what's the dude from Michigan? I can't.
Yaxel.
Yaxel. That's I thought it was. They're saying if he's still at 12, OKC has a pick at 12. I heard they're going to try to trade up with OKC to
but you need something to move, and you can't trade like a Duran to OKC if you don't sign him first, because he's going to be, you need to.
It just depends because you need a shooter.
Yeah, you need a shooter, and Yaxel would be the piece. But right now, I think they're sitting at 21.
Because he's a very good shooter, and they're far in the draft, and
yeah.
I don't see Yaxel going past 10, honestly.
So you have to make a move that's gonna intrigue one of these guys to.
But nowadays in basketball, even the smaller schools are still great shooters out there, still great players. Like it's just
they are, but the NBA is a weird one. Like this is a deep draft.
Yeah, it is.
Everything I'm hearing. Especially the top 20. If you're in the top 20, it's very, very deep. You're going to grab a star in the top 20.
You don't even need a star. You just need a good shooter.
What Scott said, JB is good, but I think he is a Rick Carlisle of the last era, and they need to find Larry Brown to win a title. I mean, that's a possibility, Scott, but I'm not willing to write him off just yet.
No, I don't think, give him a little bit more time.
Give them at least another year and see what happens. You know what I mean? If they go deeper next year, if they make it to the finals next year, the Eastern Conference Finals, we just got to keep going deeper, and that's the goal. But they need a damn shooter.
Just got to keep getting better.
Cody, I'm right there with you, but I mean, we need to sign him to trade him. So
I don't think you trade. I don't think you trade him. I really don't think you trade him.
I just, you need a shooter, and he's not a shooter.
Let's see what happens. Well, he's a big guy.
He's a big guy, but you can find another big guy who does exactly what he does. I mean, he averaged 20 points.
If the NBA lottery wasn't so stupid 2 years ago, we would have had Wemby on Detroit.
What the fuck? Let me ask you guys something real quick. The NBA lottery, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
It's a lottery with the NHL and the NBA.
I know, it's dumb as fuck. You know what I mean? At least the NFL, I always look at the draft class, the NFL, the worst team gets the best draft pick. You know what I mean?
That's how
I understand the NBA, if they tank, they get better odds to get a better draft pick and shit like that. But, this whole thing is fucking stupid, which wouldn't really play out well for the Pistons right now because they did go so deep. But I hate the lottery aspect of this thing because it helps some of these fucking bigger super teams in the bigger markets be able to get higher draft picks when they shouldn't be getting them. So you're not balancing out the league the way that it should be, to be honest. And the same thing in the NHL. You need to balance these leagues. So the worst teams get the best picks, and that way you can balance these leagues. I mean, we look at it last year. Carolina went to the fucking playoffs, bro. And I heard my pick to go to the fucking Super Bowl this year. That's a lie because we're going to get into that here in a little bit, but it's a given fucking
Carolina,
Rams Super
Miami.
Bowl on the NFC. Oh, he's going. Well, he called fucking Panthers versus the Dolphins for the Super Bowl this year. But you know, this whole fucking draft shit just pisses me off because Cody, I would package him and Holland if you could move up into the draft and grab a Yaxel. Like that would be a move. And I know it would suck to see a move, but you're not going to want to get rid of Thompson, one of the best defenders in the league.
No.
So you're not going to want to move on him. So what does Duran offer this team right now
Well, look at what
that
he
you
did.
couldn't get out of, a Yaxel?
Well, look what he did in the season.
He did great in the season. But
Yeah,
what did he
but
do
then-
in the fucking playoffs?
I know he did shit.
Games?
That's just he's got to grow as a player. He's got to keep that consistency. And I don't know what happened.
So
Only he knows what happened.
if you could move up in the draft and get a better player and let him go, what the fuck's holding you back, bro? And I like Duran, don't get me wrong, but you're not going to get rid of Thompson. I don't want to see Robinson go. He's a shooter. Like, they weren't even passing him the ball fucking enough. Like, he was dropping threes left and right, and they kept on holding the fucking ball away from him. Like, what the fuck? Like, that shit was pissing me off. Like, keep feeding it to Robinson. He's fucking just draining threes.
He was.
Like, but they just were, like, holding off on him, and I didn't get it. But, yeah, what is like, I understand if we could get him for cheaper, Eric, like the
I think you can
possibility to
get
keep
him
him, you would think, but right now the NBA is fucking stupid because there's no salary cap. Somebody's going to pay him money, so he's not going to sign with us. He's going to go to somebody for $43 million. You know what I mean?
I don't think anyone's going to sign him for that because his performance in the playoffs, and that's what's going to get brought up. Honestly.
Yeah, but he's only 22, so
I know.
So somebody's going to give him that money because he has room.
That's why I don't want to let him go. I think you'd be like, hey, dude, we'll sign you for this. You're still getting a payday, but prove it that you can come back next year, and maybe we'll refigure your contract out.
Yeah, but what if somebody else comes out and offers him more money?
Then you let him walk.
What if the fucking Lakers come out and go, we'll give you $38 million. We offered him 30. You're letting
Depends
him
on
walk.
how much he wants to. Depends on how true he is, because he is drafted here. Depends on if he wants to stay here or not.
They don't care about that shit, dude.
Not anymore.
Nobody cares about that stuff.
Cade does.
Cade does, yeah, but he's,
So maybe Cade can talk to him. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens with the draft first. What will happen is it could get crazy. It is a deep draft. We'll see what happens.
You know what happened, Jason? This guy cut his fucking hair off again and he got dumb as fuck. It's like his brain cells grow through his hair and he just cut them all off and he's dumb.
You know being an asshole?
Explain what the kind of bullshit.
Shut up, Baldy.
You shut the fuck up, Baldy.
At least I can grow hair. This was a choice. Yours wasn't.
Oh, it was a choice. It just wasn't mine.
Exactly.
I just wanted to ask you guys real quick.
No.
Detroit, they were deep, number 1 seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't pay too much attention in the playoffs. What happened? What happened that you guys debacled like that? What was the key? What do you guys think?
I wouldn't say debacled, but we didn't play our best basketball, and our big guy Duran in the paint didn't show up. Because you had Duran and Thompson. Yeah, Thompson.
Well, Thompson's one of the best.
Yeah, you had those two as great defenders, and Duran was at least getting 11 to 15 points in the paint during the season, and then he just didn't show up.
He averaged 20 in the season, didn't he?
No, I was way off. Okay, I was way off then. So yeah,
But what happened to your bench?
They were
Your
still
bench.
there. They were
I
still
mean,
there.
you guys
but
got the deepest bench.
Our defense in the paint kind of died down. Thompson couldn't do everything. Duran didn't show up. And those averaging 20 points, that's a lot.
Yeah, I expected, obviously, number 1 seed, I expected you guys go, real far into the playoffs.
I'm happy with where we went. I'm not happy with the results, but I'm happy we forced a Game 7. Like, it went to Game 7 with Cleveland, but then we didn't even show up for that. You just need another shooter. And Robinson's good and all that, but we weren't feeding him. Our bench was coming off and still shooting pretty good. I think there was just, the chemistry was a little bit off in the locker room. I don't know what was going on. Duran is 22, so young. Unfortunately, maybe the pressure got to him. I don't know. I can't speak for him because I wasn't in his shoes.
Right.
But what I can see, that's what I can see that.
Yeah, no, like and I think it was an inexperience in the playoff. It's a youth
That
thing.
could
You know
be
what I
too.
mean? They're young. They're still growing. I mean, like I said earlier in this whole thing, 2 years ago they were the worst team in basketball, and look how this team turned around. You know what I mean? They're growing. They need a shooter though. They didn't have that, and they didn't match up very well against the Cavs. And that was the one that before the playoffs even started, when we were looking at these brackets, I said I didn't want to see them go up against the Cavaliers. You know what I mean? Like, they don't match up well against them. The Cavaliers defend in the paint a lot better, and the Detroit scores in the paint. They don't have any shooters that are go out there and score deep besides Robinson, who gets on a roll every once in a while, but he's not even that consistent. I mean, if you look at their numbers, you know, when they're doing really good, they're shooting good from, you know, they're shooting good from the 3-point line. When they're not, they're losing games. And unfortunately, they just got into some series where they got deep and they couldn't get on that run to be able to sink those things. And, you know, they just, if they had that extra shooter, and all season long we were calling for them, you know, you need to get a shooter by the trade deadline. You need somebody to add to this team. And it's another reason to bitch about these Detroit teams who don't like to spend, who don't like to give up anything to make a fucking run at it, because they're trying to build, you know, from the draft. And unfortunately, that doesn't always fucking work. You know what I mean? Because by the time you get to the point that you need to be, you're losing players. Like, we're looking at that possibility with Duran. You know what I mean? If he gets a max contract somewhere, you know what I mean? Somebody's going to pay him more money, because there is no salary cap in the NBA. And there's some large market teams compared to Detroit, which is like a medium market team. You know what I mean? And somebody's going to pay that money for a big body like that averaged 20 points in the regular season. No matter what he did in the postseason, he's young. You know what I mean? He's going to grow into that. He's going to mature. He's going to get used to playing in that position. And he's going to get better there. And would I love for him to stay here? Yes. But for the money that he's up for, I don't know if he's worth it. Even at 20 points a game, you know what I mean? It's getting a little ridiculous. If you could spread that money over two mediocre shooters, you know, that can shoot a little bit better from that 3-point line, that's what we need more. I mean, we have Thompson, who's one of the best defenders in the league. We got Cade Cunningham. You got Robinson, who can sink threes when he gets on a roll. You know what I mean? Add to this team in other aspects. You don't need to pay the guy $43 million a year to stay here, unfortunately. So if you could grab, you know, another big man who can be a little bit better defender, maybe not a shooter, and you add a shooter, you know what I mean? You got to start looking at those possibilities.
Yeah, but Duran was pretty good defensively too.
He wasn't bad, but he also dropped the ball there too in the playoffs.
He did drop the ball in there. I think it's just like you said, it's an experience thing. And if he can get more experience, I think he can be the big man we need. And then say you just need just another shooter, because you have Robinson. I don't know. We'll see.
Is he worth a max contract?
We will see. I don't think you give him a max contract right now. I don't think he's worth it right now.
Yeah,
honestly, I don't think he's worth it.
I don't think that's going to be our choice, bro.
But okay, we were talking about the NBA Finals. We're not talking about the Pistons.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry,
Yeah,
I took us on a sidebar. Sidebar, Tim.
You took us on a long one.
Luckily, it's a 2-hour show, so we can sidebar as much as we fucking want to. In fact, I want to sidebar right now. Jason, I apologize about the Stone Cold comment. That was just a, you know,
I apologize
rile you
for
up a little bit.
Nothing.
I wanted to rattle your feathers a little bit. So
We're gonna break out the good stuff right now.
Apologize. What good stuff?
We didn't take a shot for Kyle Busch last week. We need to take a shot for Kyle Busch.
I don't have any glasses down here.
You better go get some.
Yeah, we got to do a shot for Kyle Busch. I'll be right back. You guys fill in for a second. I will be back in a moment.
We'll start talking about hockey, because I know you hate hockey.
No, hockey's not even a real sport.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Yeah. Cut that. Put that out there. Hockey's not a real fucking sport.
I'm sorry, guys. He was dropped
Just
on
as
his head a
bad
lot
as
as
soccer.
a kid. He was dropped. His mom literally just said, "Hey, watch this," and dropped him on his head. It's okay.
on the same level as pickleball, bitches.
Pickleball's great.
Yeah.
Better than golf. Golf is for
Golf
idiots.
is a real man sport.
Not really.
It takes skill and patience.
You know,
Go
what
get
you
shot
guys
glasses.
just
Stop
said
being
there.
stupid.
Yeah. Jason knows what I'm talking about from last week. Remember with Stephen A. Smith I was telling you, Jason?
Yeah.
Well, he just made a claim today as I was picking up my son. I said, "Are you kidding me?" Remember he said the NASCAR drivers are not athletes. Now he's saying major league outfielders are not athletes. I'm like, what the hell are you
How
talking?
did this guy even become famous?
Right.
How did he even become
That shit
famous?
right there. Because of saying stupid, outlandish, controversial shit like that. That's
Let
what
me just
gets-
put on a suit and start saying outlandish stuff like that, and I'll become famous. Let me
You
just
know,
do
you
that.
do.
I know, right?
Did he even play a sport?
Yeah, he was a basketball player, I think, at St. John's.
No, okay, well, that was it. Okay, ooh, shocker.
Yeah, no NBA, nothing
Nothing
like
for
that.
like. At
No.
least Pat McAfee was a
Right.
punter for the Indianapolis Colts and was good, very good at it.
Right, right. But I mean, really, that took me by. I was driving. I was like, "Are you playing around? Are you fucking? Are you kidding me?"
He's
An
trying,
outfielder?
he's trying to get people riled up and views, and that's what he's trying to do. That's what he's good at. It is what it is. But
Right.
let's bring up what's happening tonight, Jason.
Well, Mr. Mendal, that brings us to the Stanley Cup Finals
And
for the
honestly,
National Hockey League. It is the Vegas Golden Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes. They kick it off here tonight in Carolina. Game 2 on Thursday, also in Carolina. It does switch to Vegas for Saturday and Sunday, games 3 and 4. And then they're going to alternate between Carolina and Vegas. Carolina got the home ice advantage in this thing. I don't know, man. Like it came down, 7 game, or no, I'm sorry,
You
it
mean
came
Vegas
down
got
to
home
3.
field?
But fucking Vegas, man, like they came out.
Go ahead.
The way they manhandled the Colorado Avalanche was alarming to me, to the point to where I'm like, I was so far on the Carolina side of things, like this was Carolina's cup to win. But after seeing what the Golden Knights did to the Avalanche, I can't say that with as much confidence. This series, this should go deep, 6-7 games in my view, because I cannot believe that the Vegas Golden Knights are going to manhandle the Carolina Hurricanes like they did the Colorado Avalanche.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Jason. I am very, very, very excited for this Stanley Cup Finals. I think this is going to be a very entertaining Stanley Cup, and I think it's going to go Game 7. It's going to be what you want in a Stanley Cup. I honestly think you got the 2 best teams in NHL right now. I really do. Don't get me wrong. Avalanche would have been good to have, but the way the Golden Knights handled them, I think you got the 2 best teams for Carolina. I mean, for the Stanley Cup. You have Carolina and Vegas. And granted, I am wearing a Vegas shirt right now. I honestly think it's still Carolina's cup. I think Carolina will win it in 7. And if it goes to 7, that is going to be one hell of a game because that's everything. That's everything on the line, and you know how it is. Yeah. And I think that's just the hardest thing to win is the Stanley Cup, in my opinion. I really do.
I maintain that, and I will maintain that. Vinny,
really
what's your
do.
takeaway here with Carolina and Vegas for the Stanley Cup?
Like I said, I'm not big into hockey, but yes, it's a surprise.
Carolina ain't far from you.
No, it's not that far. But
Not that far.
Not that far. But no, I was surprised. I thought the Avalanche was going to get in.
I think all of us did.
We all thought that they were the powerhouse, and suddenly you got these 2 teams competing, which is okay. If that's gonna way it's gonna be, then give us the whole, like you said, 7 game of action, nonstop, great games. That's what I want to see.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Right, you just don't want them to have that hot streak, then cool off into the Stanley Cups. In the Stanley Cup, you want that competitiveness. You want that to go 7, especially the Stanley Cup.
100%, and I think it will. The way Carolina plays and the way the Knights play and all that, I think it will go to 7. And I'm not going to be upset with who wins it, honestly, because they're both 2 great teams. Granted, Golden Knights have only been in the league for 10 years, and this is like their 3rd appearance in the Stanley Cup. So it's clearly they're doing something right. And
they were good off the bat when they became a friend. I mean, boom! It was like you knew you had the right ownership. Immediately, exactly. What's that tell you about like these other teams? Whoever their owner is, which I don't know. I'm just saying, man, he had his shit together because he knew what he was putting together.
Yeah, because he had the expansion draft, so he got to pick players from every team. And, you can only protect so many. So he did his research there. He did his research on the draft. He did it right. He 100% did because they've been, a very hard team to beat since they've been in the league. And I'm okay with that. If you're going to expand and all that and be a good team, just like the Utah Mammoth made it, to the playoffs this year.
Yep.
Granted, they've moved from Arizona and all that, but I think you put another team in Arizona because I honestly like them.
I mean, you think about it. Yeah, I mean the franchises, the new franchises, like when the Marlins came in, they weren't legit for 10 years or this and that. These guys were right off the bat, and for that fan base, they must have been like, shit, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, first year in, we're going, boom, boom, boom. I mean, automatically make a mark on their legacy.
100%.
It really surprised me that the Coyotes were the team that got moved because hockey,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, is pretty big in the Arizona area.
Yeah.
And their fan base was on par, man. Like I was shocked. Like if you were going to move a franchise, wouldn't you pick a lesser market? Like used to be, it was the Florida Panthers. You know that they were kind of the laughing stock of the NHL for a long time. The Hurricanes too, but before they turn it around. But I'm like, if you're going to move a franchise, move the Florida Panthers. Don't take Phoenix. Don't take something because the Phoenix Coyotes were such a hotbed in that area. But you see what they've done. They've moved. We've seen this in baseball. We've seen this in fucking football. Like everything is moving to Vegas to make Vegas a hot spot for the four major leagues in this country.
Hey,
but god damn, man, it's like
if it's gonna bring more sports teams and more to all sports all around, I'm okay with it. Because then some other bigger cities are gonna want to start getting into it, and I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Like I said, but Arizona was a hot spot for hockey because I believe that's where Austin Matthews was from, was Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So you have one of the best players in the league right now from Arizona. He probably was growing up watching the Coyotes. So I think you need to bring a team back there, and there will be a couple other places that teams could probably pop up. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This could be a whole episode. Franchises and locations and moving and
we can make that happen. We can make that happen eventually.
Got to bring the Whalers back.
Fuck yeah, man!
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Quebec, Nordiques, like yeah. One more thing I want to make mention of in the NHL space before we make the transition over to the NFL, because I know you guys are chomping at the bit. I do want to make mention NHL lost one of the most polarizing players of all time this past week with the passing of Claude Lemieux. Now here in Detroit, in the Michigan area, this guy was public enemy number one for a
100%.
long time. This is what sparked the brawl at the Joe Louis Arena between the Red Wings and the Colorado Avalanche. The fight, March 26, 1997. And but take nothing away from Claude Lemieux, one of the most decorated players in modern NHL history, 4-time Stanley Cup champion, 2 with the Devils, 95 and 2000, but he won with Montreal and, of course, with the Colorado Avalanche, known around these parts for that hit on Chris Draper that would spark this rivalry between the Red Wings and the Colorado Avalanche, a rivalry that really gave a shot of excitement to the NHL. Everybody was paying attention to the NHL, especially when these two teams locked up. In later years after his retirement in 2009, after having such a successful career, winning the Conn Smythe earlier on, and also playing for teams such as the Dallas Stars and the San Jose Sharks, he and Darren McCarty would actually mend their relationship, mend their friendship, and they actually went on a speaking tour as a two-man thing and talking about the fight that happened in Detroit back in 1997. So we did want to make mention of his passing here this week, and it got me thinking, gentlemen, who is the most controversial or notorious athletes in all of sports? Well, as luck would have it, I found a list, and I just want to run down these names real quick, and then we will run to the NFL. Starting at number 15, Conor McGregor. Number 14, Vinny, this is going to strike a nerve. Pete Rose. 13, Colin Kaepernick.
Okay.
12 is Caitlyn Jenner.
She shouldn't be on the fucking list. What
No.
the fuck.
11.
She's just too good.
11 is Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
10,
Fair enough.
10 is Barry Bonds. 9 is Ray Rice. 8, Deshaun Watson. 7, Michael Vick. 6, Antonio Brown. 5, Iron Mike Tyson. 4, Tanya Harding, slut. 3,
Hey,
Lance Armstrong.
She's a princess.
Fuck her. 2, Aaron Hernandez. And 1, O.J. Simpson.
Now, OJ shouldn't
That's a
be on
pretty
that
good
list. What did OJ ever do? Get him off that list. One of the best running backs of all time. What the fuck's wrong with
Well,
you
that's
guys?
just like if Aaron Hernandez wasn't a gangster first, he might have been one of the best tight ends of all time. How many more? How many more championships would New England won if they had Gronk and him? I would say Brady had 9.
CT is a hell of a
9. I would have
thing,
said
bro.
Brady would have 9 if Aaron Hernandez was still there. Because I've seen the interviews with Terrell Suggs. They were like, Gronk was big and good, but he's like, dude, Aaron Hernandez will route you up. He's like, he was a problem. I'm like, if you had both of those in their prime, you probably would have had 9, maybe 10.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very
And
good
you know,
point.
unfortunately, what he did was wrong. 100%. I don't agree with it, but it's like, dude, if you'd have just realized, like, hey, I have everything I need right here, and just leave your, past life behind and not worry about that. But
And
just like
Eric,
Terrell Suggs-
you remember he did it right after he signed a $40 million deal.
Yep, 100%. Like
I mean,
Terrell
right
Suggs
after.
said, he was a gangster first, then an NFL player. That's what he was, man. He was.
So let me ask you guys that list right there. I think number 9 was Barry Bonds.
Yes.
If we're putting Barry Bonds on that list, where the fuck is Mark McGuire?
That is true.
Like,
Hey,
why
guys,
is he not on that list?
Yeah.
I only went the top 15. There's 50 names on here.
Oh, okay.
All right, so top 15's worth it. Okay, that's fine.
But I mean, what did Barry Bonds do that made him more hated than Mark McGuire?
Steroids?
Like what? So did Mark McGuire.
They all juice.
I mean, they all did back then.
Yeah,
It
but
wasn't
he
just
broke
them.
the home run record and all that, and then he realized, oh, he's a fake. So yeah, that's what it was.
He wasn't fake.
Yeah, he was.
Everybody
And
was
he-
fucking doing it then.
I know,
And he
but
was horrible to reporters. Horrible to the
Yep, that too.
reporters. That's why, too, he's not going to get in the Hall of Fame because of the steroids and everything. But he was, out of all those players that Jason named, he was one of the most harsh on the reporters. They didn't even, every question, no, this, that. It was terrible with him. It was terrible. That's why he's ranked so high there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, even in that case, you talk about, he's not going to get in the Hall of Fame because of steroids and shit like that. How many names from that era got into the Hall of Fame just because they never got busted for the steroids, which is fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm a part of the thing. Let's bring baseball back. Let everybody shoot up, get big as fuck, hit home runs left and right. Like, let's get back to it. You know what I mean? Because that's when baseball was fucking exciting. Like, I want to see some just jacked individuals out there hitting home runs. That's what I want to see. That's a hot take. It is. Real
yeah.
quick, though, me and Eric have to do this shot for Kyle Busch because we didn't do it last week. So, to Kyle Busch.
Kind of a little coffee, but
That was tasty.
oh fuck was that?
It's Wild
Well, I
Turkey
was-
8-year.
Okay,
Ooh, gobble, gobble.
it's still burning.
It's a little hot. Just a
little bit.
hot. Let me see that bottle. How much? What proof is that?
I don't know. I think 50. I think I seen 50 right at the left side.
50%. So it's 100 proof. It's 101 proof. So it's Wild Turkey 101. 101 proof. Smooth.
Oh, if you had said
Smooth.
101, I would have told you. It's 101 proof.
Yeah, it's not normal 101. It's the 8-year. So
That was for you,
it's
Kyle
got
Busch.
a little stuff on there. But yeah, like that list right there. And Caitlyn Jenner, fuck off. Why is she on that list? Because she's so fucking good.
Because she brought eyes to the WNBA,
And
and
no-
everyone else that was in there sucks, so they're upset with her and blah 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 blah. She's just doing better than everyone else and is actually paying attention to it. That's why Angel Reese is like, she's not the only one that is good in the WNBA. Well, you suck at it, so yeah, she is the only reason people are watching it. That's the only reason I'm watching it or would pay attention to it.
To be clear, we're not talking about the basketball player.
Oh,
we're talking
okay.
about Bruce Jenner.
Oh, you said.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you said
Jenner.
Caitlin Clark.
No.
Why are we hating on fucking Caitlyn Jenner?
Well, she was a dude at one point.
What the fuck?
And
Like,
then,
I know
and then
you said
she and
Caitlin
then
Clark.
and then,
So
and then the
that's
real
it.
question.
Fucking
I'm
alcohol.
not going to say what I
Beer.
want to say. I'm not going to say it.
No, but like, why are we hating on Caitlyn? Like, let's just get over this shit. Like, let's move on to the NFL where we can really get some hating on some people.
Hey,
There you
She
go.
wasn't. She was a dude at one point, and then signed
dude
with-
looks like a lady.
Big news
Exactly.
out of the
She's
NFL.
still, I feel like
this
she's still
week.
got Wang.
Chong Wang tonight, my lord. Chang Wang.
Continue,
All right.
Jason.
We had
NFL.
a blockbuster trade this week that sent ripple effects through the National Football League. Vinny, you were very
Yes.
much on my mind when I saw this.
Yeah.
Tim,
Why would Vinny be on your mind? AJ Brown going to New England. We knew that was happening.
That's not what I was worried about.
Yeah, man.
Jason, sorry.
no, Tim, this is your thing, man. I'm going to let you take the lead. I need more coffee.
All right, you go get some coffee. I'll take the lead.
Put some
right
whiskey
here.
in that coffee.
He's got to work tonight. He's got to stay clean.
That
He's
doesn't
gotta-
matter.
You know what? Yeah. No, it matters. It matters.
No, it doesn't.
Vinny, you have said this a million times on this show, like not a million, but probably one or two times, that you were going to be happy if Myles Garrett got traded to a contender for the opportunity to him to go and get a ring somewhere. And I can get right behind you on that because a lot of us here in Detroit were very happy for Matt Stafford to get traded to go on to a contender to win a ring, which he did. So I think right now, big news. It's not breaking anymore. Everybody knows. But yeah, the big trade this week was Myles Garrett got traded to the LA Rams. And now LA Rams are the front runners for betting odds to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yep.
And it was a fucking wild trade. Like, it left most of the people at my work like literally speechless when it happened because nobody saw it coming. Especially coming from the Rams, who obviously don't have any money to spend, but they found a
They got
fucking
draft
way to
picks.
do it. They found a way to do it, and they said, fuck them draft picks, but they still got to pay part of that contract. But I'm assuming Cleveland is probably picking up some of that contract to move him, which in return, they got Jared Verse, which is a very, very good player. It had to be a hard decision to give up on him because he was one of the better edge rushers in the league over the last couple of years.
Yeah, but the Browns got some, like, they got a first, a second, and a third.
Yeah, they got a first, second, and a third. Like, so turn
Every
around.
other year, though. So a first next year, third in 2 years.
2027. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
28 and then 29. Yep.
So Vinny, as a Cleveland Browns fan, a member of the Dog Pound,
Dog pound.
how
Well,
you feeling?
You know what? Like I said, I am. I'm generally happy for the man. He was basically the only figure that made things good in Cleveland. To root
What about
for.
Deshaun Watson?
Oh God, my Lord, throw him away.
He was good in the Texans when he
Well,
was
yeah.
just out of
And-
college, but
Well, you
not in
guys know
Cleveland.
how I feel when he was, coming over.
Yeah.
I never wanted him. But anyway, Myles Garrett, man, I mean, he's a whole different breed. When it
Yeah.
all plays out, he's going to be not if number one, the top 5 in football in his position, because
What the fuck is Jason laughing about?
I don't know. That's what I'm laughing at here. But anyway, no, he's going to the Rams. He's going to make a direct impact right away, right? This is my take, guys. I've always said it. The Browns are not going to win unless the Haslams sell the team. It's simple. The Haslams are in it all for the money. Not a little bit, not 50%. All. Look at, if you think about it, think of the pieces that they let go and who they could have had and this and that. They're telling you, we don't want to win. We're going to throw a little product out there to get the fans in. We're going to get the Myles Garrett, here and there just to spark you up, but we're going to let you the fuck down. That's for damn sure. And you know what? Myles Garrett did not deserve to stay there the rest. He's 29, going to be 30 years old, okay? He deserved to be on a winning team because I'm telling you, he could have waited till he was 45. He wasn't going to win a ring with Cleveland. I'd rather see him use that potential that he has, the awesomeness, and he's a team player. Let's face it. He learned his lesson after he hit what's-his-face over the head with the helmet. That was the first and last altercation that you heard of Myles
Rudolph.
Garrett. Right. There you go. Everybody, oh, he's going to be bad. No. Good for the guy. He cleaned up. Yeah, he can't stop speeding, I heard, but, in his own cars. But anyway, he's a stand-up guy. He's a leader. Now the Rams are going to have another leader in that locker room. And no, I'm not mad one bit. I am happy for Myles Garrett. He is going to get a ring. He's definitely going to get a ring. And like I said, the Browns, listen, Browns fans out there, I think everybody knows, like I said, you're not going to win unless the Haslams sell that damn team. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's reverbing because we were just talking about that earlier about Detroit teams not going to win. But Jason, real quick, we have to ask you, what the fuck were you laughing about?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
He looked in the mirror.
All we heard was the laugh. We were like, what the fuck is he
Looked in the
laughing?
mirror.
So I got up to get my coffee. I look out my patio and there's a vehicle parked like really weird in the parking lot. So I went over and I have not seen this vehicle before. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? So I open up the slider and I step out to see if I can hear anything. I can hear you guys talking. And I'm like, the fuck is going on? My neighbor downstairs who just moved in last week is watching our fucking show right now.
That was awesome.
Rock
Shout
on.
out to
Thanks
the
for
neighbor.
support. Neighbor, you're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are, but
I haven't
you're
even
fucking
met this
awesome.
guy yet. I'm like, why am I hearing Tim and Eric? Like, why am I hearing him?
Hell
so
yeah.
He's
Hell yeah.
sitting on his patio right now with his phone out, watching our show.
Nice.
You need to go shake his hand.
Yep.
I mean, if you were on your phone, I'd say go down there real quick, knock on his door, and be like, "Hey, welcome to the sports rail, bro."
I should, if I was on my phone, it'd be too easy.
Yeah.
Be
Bring him up
"Hey,
high.
Hey,
Bring
you
him
have
up
an
high.
opportunity. You could take your phone, hit that link, and go down there and knock on his door and be like, "So we can find out who your neighbor is."
That's kind of weird.
That is weird.
You don't want to be a
Okay,
stalker
he had
now.
a shot of whiskey. Remember when he drinks whiskey, he hits me with a golf club, so we got to watch out.
Hey, neighbor.
See, now it's
We
getting
don't
weird.
know who you are.
Now it's getting weird.
But there is a link in the comments, especially if you're listening on Facebook right now. There's a link in the comments. Click on this shit because I want to find out who neighbor is who's watching us right now. So click on that link and join this show. But
He's
either
making
way,
it weird.
Vinny, I am like right there with you. I was glad when Matthew Stafford left, but at the same time, this sends some things for Detroit fans. One, the NFC just got a lot tougher because now Myles Garrett is in the NFC and arguably
this
the Rams,
moron just said he was happy Matthew Stafford left. What is wrong with you?
I was happy that he left so he can go get a fucking ring because he wasn't going to get a ring here. Either way, it wasn't going to happen. Like, that team was not building around him at all. Now the team has gotten better since he left, but the team only got better because of the draft picks that we got for trading Matthew Stafford. But I was happy that he left and was able to get a ring and go to the Detroit Rams and win a Super Bowl.
The Detroit Rams.
Well, that was the thing at the time.
Okay.
But you know,
I keep
shut up. I'm on something here right now. Okay, just shut the
Yeah,
fuck
you're on
up.
some bullshit like
Shut
usual.
the fuck up for 2 minutes.
Had one
okay?
shot and a couple beers, and now you're gonna
Shut
black out.
the fuck out. I'm not blacking out. I'm not even close to being drunk.
That's what he said last time.
But so the NFC just got a lot tougher. And, you know, us being Lions fans in the NFC, you look at this and go, fuck, the Rams are
You
stacked.
should be happy. Myles Garrett left the AFC for your Chiefs. They're washed up. It's okay though. They're washed
The
up.
Chiefs are not washed up. In a few weeks, we're going to have Coach back on the show, and he's going to tell you what the fuck's up, okay?
The coach.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about that too at the end of this.
Okay, I want to hear all about that. But Coach will be back on June 30th. So
the end of the month.
Look forward to that. I get a little bit of Chiefs back up on this show because all you bitches don't like the Chiefs.
I'm gonna be
So
sick that
fuck
week.
off.
I'm gonna be sick that week.
No, well, because you don't
Sick of
wanna-
his shit.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. But the NFC just got a lot tougher. And it also wakes us up and realize that go, hey, Brad Holmes, why the fuck aren't we making moves like this? Like, obviously, it's not a money thing because the Rams ain't got no damn money, so they find a way to make it happen. And this is the type of move that you make when you go, we're ready to win it now. The Rams were close last season. They were real close. This is a
close,
yeah. Well, they. Eric, you are a fucking bastard today. You are a son of a bitch. That's all I'm saying. Shut the fuck up. Let me go on my
Stating
rant.
the obvious.
Okay? Let me go on my rant.
They were close. They were one game away.
Shut the fuck up for 10 seconds so I can go on my rant.
Okay.
At least not. No, well, let's get realistic. Not 10 seconds. At least give me a 1 minute
10
rant.
seconds. You said
Give me a
10 seconds.
1 minute rant. Okay? 1 minute. Start your timer.
Okay.
You fucking bastard. Start
There
the
you go.
timer. Okay, so I'm on my rant. So this makes us realize, like, hey, Brad Holmes, like, we've been close over the last few seasons. I know last season it didn't seem like it because we didn't even make the fucking playoffs, but we were right on that edge anyways, regardless. You know what I mean? It's the NFC North. It was tough. We had a winning record, still didn't make the playoffs. It is what it is. But, like, this is the type of move that you want your team to make because it signals, like, hey, we're ready to win now, which the Rams were close last year. This just put them over the edge. Like, I made a video that went across all of our platforms saying, you know, like, about this trade and, you know, the Rams are winning the Super Bowl this year. And some people are like, oh, wow, we're just going to say they're going to win it. Like, yeah, motherfuckers. Like, do you watch fucking football? Like, Myles Garrett, you know, with the addition of Myles Garrett, Trent McDuffie, you know what I mean? They've stacked that defense. That offense was already there last year. The defense was lacking a little bit. That defense is fucking stacked this year. You know what I mean? Like, they have made all the moves they need to make to win a Super Bowl this year, and they're winning a fucking Super Bowl. Some people were like, well, Seattle. No, Seattle's going to fall off a little bit this year. They let their fucking, you know, their all-pro running back go, which he's with my Chiefs now. You know what I mean? So, fuck off. Seattle's fallen off a little bit this year. This is the Rams year, which sucks as a Lions fan to go, hey, the Rams just made moves to put themselves in that position. And granted, barring injuries to the Rams, because, you know, Stafford's had, you know, the neck and back injuries and shit like that. Barring any injuries to the Rams this year, this is a Rams Super Bowl year once again. So I'll have to buy another Stafford Rams jersey to match up with the
You
one
can take
Stafford
down the
Rams
Mahomes jersey.
Like right there. There's the Stafford Rams jersey behind Eric. You know what I mean? So I'll have to buy another Stafford Rams jersey.
No such thing.
No such thing. Garrett.
Okay, so shut up for a second because your 1 minute rant's over, you little bitch. I've heard rumors that
Aaron Donald? Yeah, the
that's
rumors are Aaron Donald.
he's
is thinking
35 and he's like, he already posted a video of him like fucking working out,
that
and he's like,
motherfucker is ripped and still in shape.
and I'm like, dude, if he just decides, hey, I'm gonna come back, like, this is like, yeah, I could, if Aaron Donald's coming back, I will literally put $100 on the Rams to win the Super Bowl.
It doesn't even matter now. They're fucking favored to win the Super Bowl. You're not going to win any money off betting on them now. You'd have had to do it a couple months ago.
No, I
before
still
all this
win.
happened. You would still win, but you'd win negative $20.
Dude.
So a guy that doesn't bet is trying to tell me how much I'd win.
Idea. I'd have to. He'd bet.
Let me go look at FanDuel right now. You
see what the odds are. Let's look it up right now. What are the odds? Because I guarantee this pushed him over, and if Aaron Donald signs with him, it's going to push him even higher.
Well, no shit.
What's it? Probably plus 250 right now for the
We'll
fucking
find
Rams.
out. Relax. You know, you had a shot of whiskey. You're getting frisky. Fucking relax.
That's my secret. I'm always frisky.
No, you're not.
That's what she
like-
said.
Okay. NFL.
He's taking too fucking long. Jason, fill me
Yeah.
in your thoughts of this trade and where it's leaving you, and what does it do for the Lions?
I'll tell you, it really shifts the. It really shifts.
The LA Rams are plus 550.
Over to
Their odds to win the Super Bowl is 550.
You just interrupted Jason.
Well,
you could
that's
have held
fine.
that
He's
out till
boss.
Jason's done with his rant.
So if I bet 100
Jason
odds,
gets 2 minutes, motherfucker. Hold on. Hold that thought. Jason gets 2 minutes.
no, you wanted my answer. I'm
Hold
giving you-
that
I'm-
thought. Jason gets 2 minutes.
It won't take 2 minutes. I saw this. I saw this news. I actually, how I saw it, Tim, was seeing your TikTok. That's how I learned about it. And I'm like, well, there it is. The Rams really have pretty much secured. I mean, barring anything, very major that would just derail the entire team. they pretty much locked down at least an appearance in the Super Bowl. And yeah, you can be confident in saying that. You know, the Rams are a funny team with me because, you know, I was happy that Stafford went and won a championship because clearly, like we've all can agree, it wasn't going to happen here in Detroit, and that's unfortunate. But now that Stafford has his ring and he's had the success that he's had, that's great and everything. I personally, now that because of how I am, and I'm always the guy that roots for the underdog, always have been, always will be. Now that all the spotlight is put on the Rams, I don't want them to win the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I want somebody to come in and play the role of spoiler, and you know who that's going to be? The Carolina
Panthers. 100%.
The Carolina Panthers odds to win the Super Bowl are plus 7,000.
That's a betting odds right there, Jason.
So the Los Angeles Rams betting odds right now are plus 550.
So if you bet 550, you win 100.
So if I bet $100, I will win $550.
I bet it.
What?
If you bet 20, it's not going to be as high. It's only, what, 125 bucks?
Are you good at math? We'll find out.
So if I bet $500 on the Panthers to win the Super Bowl, and they do,
You're going to win a shit ton of money. Yeah.
How much
You'd
you say
be
you're gonna
rich.
bet? $500?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will
If I
win
put-
35 grand.
Fuck yeah.
That's
We're
it?
going to Hawaii, motherfucker.
That's it. Yeah.
That's enough to take us all to Hawaii, Jason.
No, it's
Okay.
not.
For God's sakes, I'm still waiting on my fucking dinner. Like,
know you
so
are.
we can
I
go to
actually-
Hawaii, okay?
About that, I was like,
You bet if you bet $100, you win $7 grand. That's not a bad bet. That's not gonna happen.
That's not enough to take us to Hawaii, unfortunately.
No.
Not with these fucking.
The
fuel
Chiefs
prices we got.
odds are 1,600. The Lions odds are 1,800 as of right now.
Because the Chiefs are-
So it goes the
You can
Rams.
take us to Gary, Indiana. Like I want to go to Gary, Indiana.
So
Omaha,
I'll give you the
Nebraska.
10. I'll give you the 10 odds to win the Super Bowl right now. Los Angeles Rams 550, Buffalo Bills 1,000, Seattle 1,100, Baltimore 1,100, New England 1,600, Chargers 1,600, Kansas City 16, San Francisco 17, Lions 18, Eagles 19.
Okay, so the Lions are at least in the conversation.
They are in the conversation.
which I like, because as a Lions fan, and I don't want to knock it, and I don't want to, I said, the Rams are going to be the odds-on favorite right now, but
Well,
then again,
yeah.
last year when Green Bay got fucking Micah Parsons, they instantly shot up to the odds-on favorite, and we saw how that worked out. You know what I mean? It didn't work out too hot for them.
Green Bay is
because
2,200. They're under. They're the same as Bengals.
they lost some pieces this past year, so
Well, yeah, and their running backs in jail.
yeah, I think that really hurt those betting odds. Which we
He
didn't
should
even
be
get
in
into.
Baltimore. That's where it would fit if he was in jail.
Yeah, that news broke at the end of last week's show when he got locked up and was like, what the fuck is going on with all these prima donna NFL players? You literally are playing a kid's sport for a living. Act right. You know.
Okay,
man?
but money changes people, man. They don't think. You seen Ray Rice knock his girl out, and then the interview, his girl goes, "Yeah, I was in the wrong," because now she's like, "Fuck, we're losing all that money."
Yeah.
She's like, "I deserved it," and I'm like, "You're probably
That's,
right."
know.
that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Either way you look
She
at
said that. I'm like, it was all about the money, and he was just like, "Pow, shut up."
Pal, shut up.
That's what happened.
That's a shame. You never put your hands on a lady. My
You don't
Lord.
do that. You 100% do not do that. But it's like she
Jesus.
even said I was in the wrong because she knew she messed up because
somebody's gonna clip that shit and put Eric going on there being like saying that shit.
Ow.
Like, this motherfucker's a woman beater. Like a woman beater.
I only have a woman to
What the
beat.
fuck's wrong with you?
I only have a woman to beat.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nothing. That's just what. That's literally. I remember that. What happened?
Well, now
She
that I know
literally.
he's a woman beater, he's supposed to be watching.
I
my
don't have
dogs.
one to beat.
Hold on. You're supposed to be watching my dogs this weekend, and they're both ladies. You better not fucking hurt my dogs,
We're
motherfucker.
gonna sit there and watch Landman, and I'm gonna eat donuts. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, we got to get donuts.
Yeah, that's what's
Forgot
gonna
about
fucking
that.
happen.
Yeah.
That's
We
literally what's
gotta-
gonna
we gotta-
happen.
We got to go on a donut run. Don't-
Yeah.
And speaking of, you know what I mean? On a sidebar, real quick, I want to get into it because you talked about Landman and what an incredible show. But Taylor Sheridan fucking struck gold again because he's got Dutton Ranch out right now, and that show's fucking amazing. But Marshall's just wrapped up with one of the most fucking crazy season finales that I've ever watched that just left us sitting there speechless, looking at the TV going, what the fuck just happened? Like, pray to God this show gets fucking renewed for another season. Thank God
Probably
it did,
will.
because that son of a bitch left us just fucking hanging going, what the fuck? Like, Taylor Sheridan's a fucking genius, by the way. I just had a sidebar there for a minute.
Is he the one that did Tulsa King?
Yes.
That's my show.
Yeah,
Love
he
that
did
show.
Tulsa King. He did Yellowstone. He did fucking Dutton Ranch, all the Yellowstone spinoffs, fucking Lioness. Like, there's so many shows. It goes endless. That guy's a fucking absolute genius.
We'll have time to talk about TV shows. We got sports to talk about. Shut up.
Motherfucker, we have 25 minutes left and we're running through the NFL right now. I just had to throw that in there. So you don't tell me to shut up.
Shut up.
My
Shut up.
fucking house.
Shut up.
Bitch, I will fuck you up.
Shut up, bitch.
I'm just saying it right now. Me
Drink
and
your
you,
beer, and then
there's
you
a
can hit me in the
camera
golf
right
club.
there. You want betting odds? 10-1 says I beat your fucking ass.
I'll grab you right by the dick.
Yeah, and I'll punch you right in the
No, you won't.
fucking nose. I'll hit you with a fucking
We're gonna do this on the
baseball
White
bat.
House lawn. We're gonna get in the UFC.
Oh, that,
Here we go. We talked
Here we
about.
go,
We got
sidebar.
something else.
so very interesting about that, and we're actually going to be talking more about this on Saturday. I'll get to that later on. But TKO, the ownership company of UFC and WWE, had some purchases of their stock made by a very prominent individual. President Donald Trump now owns stock in TKO, and the people on the wrestling side of things lost their fucking minds about this. Oh my God, he's getting involved in the wrestling business. No, calm down. He did this because of that big UFC fight that they're having at the White House that people are forgetting about for whatever reason. But that's why that was made and why it was made public. Now, what I don't understand is how do you have a gap? They're reporting between 15 and 50,000 shares of this.
Oh wow.
Of this company. So I mean that's a big span. I mean, is it 10 or is it 50? But be that as it may, it did send shockwaves on the business side of things. So when you said UFC at the White House, I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to make mention of that.
So
You're welcome.
I haven't even
Shut
heard
up, bitch.
hold on. I haven't heard anything about that yet. And at the point,
It's gonna happen.
is it actually Trump who's making that purchases, or is it the family who's running his businesses right now making those
good
purchases?
Well, it probably is family, but of course, because it's tied to him, and that's what garners the headlines, his name is front and center.
Okay, so breaking news, breaking
hold
news.
on. Hold on. Before you get into that real quick, I saw a report earlier that the UFC is expected to lose $30 million from that UFC at the White House event. So it's not a money game at that point in time. It's more about, you're making history by having a UFC event
Spectacle.
on the White House lawn, because they're going to lose money for that event when it comes to payouts and shit like that. And they obviously can't pack an arena the way that they usually do. So they're going to lose a ton of money. But the prestige of fighting on the White House lawn, which has never been done, which is crazy. Eric, what's your breaking news?
Sorry.
That's great. So anyway,
Yep. Shut the fuck up. Drake London just signed a contract for blah 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 blah. Where's it at? 141 million for 4 years.
That's a pretty big contract. That's a real big contract.
That's a really big contract. He just signed that for 141 million years.
That just reset the market.
141. Yep, he's the highest paid wide receiver right now.
That is for Drake London?
Yep.
London.
What the fuck?
Werewolves.
What's the
in London.
guaranteed? Can you look in there to see what's guaranteed? Because that's what the actual number is. It's a guaranteed.
100 million.
100 million. So 25 million a year. So that's not really crazy.
I could shit in a box and mark it guaranteed, but all you have is a guaranteed piece of shit.
Yeah. Like, let's put this into retrospect right now. Whenever we see these contracts, Vinny.
That's you know where that's from. Tommy boy, there you go.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Fucking
market
Vinny.
guaranteed. All you have is a guaranteed piece of shit.
So, what the fuck? Anyway, so when we start looking at these contracts and stuff like that, you see these big ass numbers. Look at the guaranteed number because that's what the actual contract is. When they say, I mean, it's 141 or some shit like that, but it's only 100 million guaranteed. It's 25 million a year plus incentives if they make it, you know, to certain points in the season and they catch so many, you know, they receive so many passes and they get so many touchdowns. They can earn up to 141, but the actual money is only 25 million a year. So you got to look at that number because sometimes they put that ultimate number out there that say, hey, this person is making 200 million a year or 200 million for 4 years. They're really not. They're making 100 million with incentives to make up to $200 million. And 90% of the time, these guys aren't ever hitting all those goals anyways, because they play for shithole teams. Like, the
Browns.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I didn't
You
want to
can
hurt
say
your
it.
feelings, Vinny.
Listen, you're never going to hurt my feelings with the Browns. Lay it on. We deserve it.
No, I mean, and Vinny, I feel your pain, brother. I've been a Detroit Lions fan since I was a kid, so I've been there my entire life, and I'm still pissed off. And I wanted to get back to that because Brad Holmes, and I want to go on a little bit of a promo here real quick. Mr. Holmes, for the love of God, this team is on the verge of doing something very special that has never been done in the history of Detroit football. And that is the possibility of at least going to a Super Bowl. And in order to do that, you have to make smart decisions. Now, I understand your mindset of trying to keep all this homegrown talent that we have. But at the same time, if the fucking Los Angeles Rams, who just signed Matthew Stafford to a $50 million deal, made Trent McDuffie the highest paid fucking corner in the league, and they have this great big fucking, you know, payroll for this year. If they can find a way to trade for a Myles Garrett, there's a way to make moves. And I'm not saying we need an edge rusher because I'm pretty happy with what you've done in the offseason because we have Aiden Hutchinson, and I put Aiden right up there with Myles Garrett. Now, has he had the opportunity? No, he hasn't had, you know, a strong second to help him get those sacks, so he gets double teamed a lot. Now, Myles throughout his career has had those with Hendrickson and stuff like that. So, and Hendrickson isn't there anymore, so it's probably a smart move for Myles to move on at this point in time because his numbers probably would drop at this because he doesn't have that, you know, that second guy to help take some of the pressure off of him. So now he's going to be able to go stand out, and if Aaron Donald comes back, fuck, the Rams are done. But Brad Holmes, for the love of God, this season, because you're starting to do that point. You know, you got to re-sign Branch. You got to re-sign Gibbs. You got to re-sign Laporta. These are all rumors. Like, you can re-sign all these guys. Very good. You know what I mean? I'd love to keep all these guys. But do fucking something this season. For the love of God, go out there and grab somebody. Make a blockbuster trade. Go all in. There's not a lot of time left here. You have to fucking go all in. Like, the window is real. Anybody who doesn't think the window is real is fucking stupid. The window for a Super Bowl is very real. Go and make a fucking move. Go all in. We just watched the Rams do it. Learn off of them. Do it. Go all in. Let's fucking finally, for the love of God, at least make a fucking Super Bowl. If we don't win it, I don't give a shit. I just want to see the Lions play in the fucking thing. You know what I mean? Right. Like, let's at least get there. You've never done it. So, Brad Holmes, get off your fucking ass and fucking do something. Please, for the love of God. Don't leave us hanging at the fucking trade deadline when you don't make any fucking moves at all. I don't care. Go pick up somebody right now and at the trade deadline, make a fucking splash and say, we are all in. Trade somebody away. Trade Laporta. I don't give a shit. Trade somebody away. Get somebody that says we are ready to go all in and make a fucking move, because otherwise you're just going to keep signing and drafting all these players and trying to sign them. Eventually you're going to keep losing them because you can't pay them all. And you're never going to get anywhere. Are you going to be okay for 10 years? Sure. Like, we made the playoffs like 7 out of 10 years. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, we're the fucking Steelers that have made the playoffs for 26 years, only won fucking 1 or 2 Super Bowls. You know what I mean? I don't want that. I want to win 1 fucking Super Bowl and then you could suck for 10 years. I don't give a shit. But at the same time, you got to look at it this way. The fucking Rams went all in when they traded for Stafford. They went all in. All in. And everybody said they're going to win this one and they're going to be shit. Well, guess what? Last year, they were real close to going back to do it again. And they just made moves again this
championship
year.
game.
This is only 5 years later, and these motherfuckers are going all in again. All in again to go win it. So the window isn't as long as you think it. I mean, you can shorten that fucking time frame. Just go all in, Brad Holmes. Stop fucking around and let's go win a fucking Super Bowl.
You want to hear something?
Yes.
Here's your bubble.
Yeah.
It was popped in 23. That was our best chance. That was
Fuck
the best
off.
chance.
Fuck off. It's not the best chance.
It was.
No.
It's okay.
They can still make fucking moves.
You're in denial.
No, I'm not in denial. This is the same guy who said last year that Green Bay would win the division. Yeah, Green Bay's going to win they've already won the division. Chicago won the division, bitch. I told you this.
This is what
you know
whiskey
who
does
had
to Tim
hats last
Sheridan.
year?
This is
you
why I
know
don't
who
give him
got
whiskey.
the fucking hats last year? Chicago did.
Bring out the fucking
you wanna
hats.
know why they did it? And you called Green Bay was going to win.
Jared, Jason has an echo from him and his neighbor, so stop yelling.
We don't have a Jared on the show. We have a Jason.
That's why I
understand
corrected
you
myself.
Yourself. Hey, Jared.
I almost got your ass.
You motherfucker. Yeah,
Why are your eyes
Jason's looking for a
bloodshot? You need to
Jared
not
right
drink.
now.
You need to stop drinking.
No, I'm just pissed off because Brad Holmes ain't making any fucking moves.
Our windows.
He ain't
fogged
doing
up.
shit. The window's not. Why the fuck are you negative Nancy
I'm a realist, man.
looking
I'm a
motherfucker?
realist. I'm a
Get
realist.
the fuck out of here.
I'm a
Go.
realist.
You're done. You're done. He's cut off.
Nah, hey,
Now
Tim,
I'm cut
I
off,
agree.
bitch.
I'm getting your Tim's 5 minutes of golf.
No, we still have like. I'm still waiting to hear from these guys. Jason, what are you
sorry.
feeling about the Lions? I want to hear. I need a Jason fucking promo on Brad Holmes right now about why he's fucking around.
Well, I
Bald
feel
man
like
to bald
Vinny's
man.
got something that he wants to say first, so I want to let him have the floor before I cut a promo.
Yeah, no, real quick. I agree with what you're saying, Tim. I mean, if you know what they're playing, NFL always what draft picks, this, that.
No,
I've
had enough.
I have seen that.
Stop it.
With the Browns. I'm tired of the draft picks. Like you said, you got to make a splash. They got the money. They just don't want to do it. Make a splash. Get a free agent. I always said, fuck the quarterback. You know, the drafts. Obviously, we're failing in that part. Go get a free agent. We did. We got Watson. Look how that ended up. Okay, that's only
Ended up
one
great.
example. No, get rid of him and go get your free agent. He sucks. You need to rebuild the whole team, like I said. And yes, more teams do have to make a big ass splash. They got the money, like I said. They just don't want to do it. Make that trade because, like you said, Tim, the window gets smaller and smaller each year. And Jason, take it off, brother.
Eric brought up a point where that window of opportunity has essentially, if it hasn't closed, it's
I
well
wouldn't
on
say
its way.
100% closed, but it was here, and I feel like it's there.
So I can understand that mindset, and I can understand where your point of view in 2023 that was our best shot to get to the Super Bowl. I feel like if I'm Brad Holmes and I had gotten that close, you got to the NFC Championship game, which people, like, nobody expected that to happen that year. But we wound up with Detroit and San Francisco in the NFC Championship. We were one step away from the dance.
You were 30 minutes away because you were winning by halftime.
Right. So if I'm Brad Holmes and I'm that close to that promised land, why would you not, at that point, go to ownership, go to the Fords and say, we came this close, this is what we need? And if it comes down to the fact that it's an ownership problem, that they did not want to invest in the team to get them over that hump that next season, to get them to the Super Bowl, then it's an ownership problem, and you really need to reevaluate why you have this team. Much like what we talked about earlier with the Tigers and the Red Wings and the Illiches. You see what happens with these franchises when the ownership don't take this shit as seriously as they need to, or as they say that they do.
No.
Brad Holmes, in my view, if any executive across all 4 major sports here in the city of Detroit, Brad Holmes is the one that needs to be on the hot seat because he came that close to get us to the Super Bowl and has done jack shit since then. In the grand scheme of things, he's made a move here, he's made a move there, great, but he hasn't come up with that blockbuster move that's really going to put the bow on the package. And if you're not here to put that bow on the package, you need to pack your shit and get the fuck out of here and bring in somebody that's going to do it. To the Fords are the ones that, I mean, the buck stops with them quite literally. Do something to get this team back to prominence. Do something to put this team back into the game, and do something to put this team into the Super Bowl. And if you do not have the mental or the financial capacity to do this, you need to sell the fucking team. Worry about building your trucks and your vehicles and all that shit and all of that. Turn this team over to somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing.
But okay, so we were close in 23, and we look at that 2024 draft class, and they're fighting for their life to even get a second contract. Would we rather seen Brad Holmes trade our first round and second round picks to get better free agents, and we'd had a better chance in 2024? Because that 2024 draft class has not proved anything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 100%.
It has not proved anything. What the first pick was Terry Arnold?
Yeah.
Yeah, granted, yeah, he's the number 1 corner. So, yeah, he's going to get left out on an island more, but he's been hurt. He hasn't proven a lot. I'd rather trade that away to get a better corner than, no offense, DJ Reed.
Yeah, 100%.
You should have traded those picks away, just like Los Angeles Rams did, to make that move. That's why I think the opportunity is smaller, because Brad Holmes is so, in on these picks and all that. And that's great. Yeah, because you made strides with the first 2. Now the last 2, we're looking at you like, what are you doing, dude? You ain't hitting the home runs like you have been. You struggled in 2024 and 2025. What are we doing?
At some point, Eric, you have to realize that the core is built.
100%.
And you have the core. So right now,
That's
we
why
need
I'm
that
saying
first
you
round
should
draft pick? No.
That's why you should have
Trade
traded
that motherfucker away and get a piece that you need that's worth playing.
Exactly.
Here.
That's
You know
why
what
the
I mean?
whole 2024 class is like a wash already.
You have to
2
make
years into
fucking moves. You have
Exactly.
to do something. And right now, I just feel like he is still like stuck in his
He's
head that he can
married
build
to those picks.
Yeah, he can build a championship team off of these draft picks. And you look at any team that wins it. You look at any team that wins it. They make fucking moves. They trade shit away. They fucking trade people away. They make moves. They bring in star players. You have star players on your team. And arguably, the Lions have probably the most star players out of anybody out of the league, but you're still missing a few pieces here and there.
Let me put it this way. We can all relate to, the Detroit teams and all that. And, you and Jason were around a little bit longer than me. This isn't a shot at age and all that, but you look at...
Fuck you.
This isn't. You look at the Bad Boys. You watch the Bad Boys documentary. You've seen all the trades they made. I don't know about the Tigers. The 84 Tigers. I heard they were a really great team. You've seen all the trades that the Red Wings have made to win a championship. They've made trades to get there, but the Lions have not. So those 3 franchises have won a championship, but they've made trades and they've shipped people out to get there.
You have to make moves that can
Exactly. That's my point. You literally go back and you look at all that. They've made trades. They've made trades to get them over the hump.
So the time is now, especially, and unfortunately, it might be fucking too late, to be honest, because
I told you.
The Rams have made trades this year that make them the favorite in the NFC, and it's hard to argue the fact that they're not the favorite in the NFC. Now, obviously, the Chiefs are probably going to be the favorite in the AFC because, Patrick Mahomes is the closest thing to the GOAT that you can get that's currently playing, and we'll have Coach on here in a couple weeks to back me up on that. But, it's hard to say right now that no matter what you do, I don't think you're going to compete with the fucking Rams this year. So it's almost like another fucking wasted year. Barring injury to the Rams, they are the go-to to go to the Super Bowl for the NFC. I don't see another team that's going to stack up with the talent that they have in the field. And if they get Aaron Donald back, game fucking over. You know what I mean? Like if he comes out of retirement, because that motherfucker is still jacked. He's ripped. He's ready to play. He's never stopped working out. And he's already hinting. He's putting out a lot of hints out there that he might be willing to come back out of retirement to be able to play with Myles Garrett. And if he does that, fuck. Game over. You know what I mean? You might as well just not even watch the entire football season because you know the Rams are going to the fucking Super Bowl. And not that I'm not mad at it because they're led by my favorite quarterback who's ever, played, Matthew Stafford, so I can get behind the Rams a little bit, but it's hard to say that when I am a diehard Lions fan and I just feel like they're shitting the bed, to be honest. Like you're leaving shit out there. And I don't have any problem with the Lions offense at all, but we need to make some defensive moves. For the love of God, make some fucking defensive moves to pick up something because I still feel like we're light on corner. Like we picked up a hell of a fucking edge rusher in the draft. I think we're good there, but what are we going to do on the corner? Are we going to be beat by these fucking the outside passes all season long again? Because that's what we got beat on last year, especially if fucking Kirby can't come back fully healthy. If Branch, doesn't come back till the second half of the season, we're fucked. You know what I mean? We're just going to get beat by the pass all season long again.
Here's my hot take. Davis, who was that one trade, the corner we traded away? Was it Davis?
Yeah.
Then we got DJ Reed said, Davis was better than Reed.
Yeah.
Davis played a lot better than Reed in the whole season. He did not get beat a lot except when he had that broken jaw. And guess what? He was still out there playing.
Yeah. You know who else got a broken jaw? Jason Clouse. That's why he just stepped away. Or he wanted to go see the neighbor. Thank you, neighbor, for watching our show.
But you know what, Tim?
Tim's 2 minutes golf.
Oh, I just want to sneak this in there. Myles Garrett.
Oh, you're fine.
He's basically he's not injury prone. He is out there every game.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to make.
Yeah,
he doesn't get injured much at all. I mean, if
you've seen the dude, he's an athletic freak. He's a freak.
He's a genetic freak, bro.
He's an alien, unlike Wemby. Wemby's just a tall guy that can shoot.
Right. This guy is.
And honestly, the more clips I've seen on TikTok and everything, Wemby had one of the best mentors in the NBA with Chris Paul.
Right.
That dude taught him how to play the game, and it shows, and it's amazing.
Yes,
that's why
Chris
Wemby's
Paul was
so
freaking
good.
Awesome.
Exactly. He learned from one of the best, and I wish Chris Paul could have won a championship. That's a whole episode we could do. Who we wish could have won championships in all 4 leagues and all that.
I mean, we can start looking into some of those episodes because I know the sports are starting to get a little.
After these 2 finals and all that's just going to be baseball, and we got these 2 gentlemen for ball games, and then they might cover less or more. Vinny might just join us every episode. Who the hell knows what's going to happen?
So
you're bald,
Jason. You know what time it is, brother. You know what time it is.
It's that time of the show. It'll be sweet and short. Here's Tim Sheridan with the
3 minutes golf report. It's not going to be 3 minutes, by the way, but this is Tim's 2 minutes golf report brought to you by the PFC Entertainment Network on the Sports World Podcast. This past weekend we had the Charles Schwab Challenge. We had Henley win this thing in a playoff against Cole. He won this thing 12 under, but in the playoff hole he birdied this hole and Cole parred it. Third place we had a 3-way tie with Smalley Meisner. Kind of reminds me of the Heat Miser of the Heat Miser. Some of these names in golf. See, Vinny knows where I'm going with it, with the fucking Heat Miser and the Cold Miser. You know what I mean? Like, let's go. Then we had Ben Griffin also tied for third. In sixth place, we had a 4-way tie with Shavarna, JJ Spawn, who was hoping would win this thing because JJ Spawn's been on a fucking roll. Gary Woodland and Brennan, and then a 3-way tie for 10th with Hughes, Gerard, and Fisk. This weekend, we have the Memorial Tournament coming up, which all the big names are going to be back in this thing because, once again, it's a $20 million purse overall. So, of course, we're going to have the Rory McIlroys and the Scotty Schefflers and shit like that. So, I'm putting my money on Scheffler because he's getting dancing around the top, and he's just been kind of just dancing around there with a lot of top 2, top 3 finishes. So, eventually, he's going to pull this thing out and start winning some fucking tournaments again. He's got 2 wins on the year so far, and I think it's only a matter of time before he starts rolling once again. I still see a major win for him this season. It's just a matter of time, and maybe he can finish out and actually win, all 4 of those things and complete that, that whole thing. But You know, that was Tim's, how long do we got? Minute 45 golf report brought to you by the PFC Entertainment.
Hey.
Oh, what?
Where the hell? Where's Cam the Hammer?
Cam the Hammer didn't do anything this past week.
I haven't heard his
Unfortunately.
name in 2 weeks.
No, you heard his name last week, I think. Maybe. Hold on, let me check my notes. Hold on.
You should. Come on,
I
Jason.
didn't
Get brain
go
up.
that deep. I'm sorry.
No, they're right here. Thank God. They're right here. So we'll find out in a second.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention Raymond Berry died too in 92. Yeah, football legend, yeah.
Oh, no
Raymond
shit.
Berry.
Yeah, 92. God bless.
Oh, fuck,
Yep.
Jason, you might be onto something.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
It's not. Yep. Oh, it's been. He's going back to 4 weeks right now.
No, it's been 3 weeks since he's been in the top 10, Jason.
3 weeks since he's been in the top 10.
The
I don't know
one
what's
guy I
going on
root
with
for.
the Hammer, but he needs to pull his shit together. He absolutely needs to pull his shit together. You're right. He has not been on anything in the last 3 weeks for the top 10. But 3 weeks ago, he was top 10.
Okay.
So it's been a few weeks. But let's be honest. Golf is a hard sport, man. You know what I mean? If you finish top 10, you're doing pretty fucking good.
Easiest sport ever.
Oh, fuck you. You can't even swing a club, you bitch.
I can. I just can't hit it good.
I can't hit it good. Ugh.
They're not athletes. They're not athletes.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
Stephen A. Smith. They're not athletes. No.
That's what I thought. I didn't think they were either.
Vinny, we were friends until that moment. Damn you.
No,
Vinny, why
that-
don't you tell everybody where they can find you on your platform?
TikTok, dog, C4, DOWG, C4, and on YouTube, dog, DOWG 521, C521.
Always a
And
pleasure
also-
having you. What's that?
Awesome, guys.
And also,
Enjoy every minute of it.
On the ball game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Outro sped off.
We already got merch sold already.
I was just gonna say
What the fuck? What the fuck?
this is
Yeah.
a preview of some of the merchandise for Ball Game that is now available on the PFC sportsreel.printify.me, the Sports Reel merchandise store. Just a couple of items here. We got more coming. Tank tops, hats, umbrellas, playing cards, tumblers, little beanie hat. You know, Vinny, you inspired that, of course.
Yes,
And then coffee
yes.
mugs. But there's T-shirts, there's swim shorts, there's all kinds of new merchandise that's going to drop here this week.
Dildos.
No, sir. Sorry. No. But you can get the Eric Mendal thong.
Thong.
Right now. You go over there.
Have that face on that coochie.
Let's say ball game.
It's a man thong, by the way.
Hell yeah. Have them
Yeah.
have that face on them balls.
And as programming, as we have alluded to, Thursday night, 6 p.m., Vinny and I are going to be breaking down all things baseball on Ball Game. And then Saturday afternoon, I can't be more excited about this. I'm going on the road, my first public pro wrestling related appearance in 4 years, if you can believe it. I'm going to be hosting a very special live on location edition of the Fatal 4-Way live from Houghton Lake, Michigan, site of the Imperial Wrestling Entertainment's 12th anniversary show. You never know who's going to be dropping by the set. We're going to be breaking down all things WWE, AEW, and of course, we're serving as the pregame show for the IWE event. So very much looking forward to that.
I have to say something right there.
Yeah.
John Campbell is fucking lucky that I am not able to be at that show because I still need retribution. I've never got to beat his ass. The last time I faced off against him, he beat me. And if he wasn't retired, that's the only reason he retired was to avoid me.
You're
That's all
probably
I'm
the
saying.
easiest one to beat.
Tommy
then.
Klein would have beat his fucking ass. He got lucky in that match.
I'm
what every
tuning in
loser
for that
says.
one, Jason. That's for sure.
That's what every loser
Yeah,
says.
it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
It's a very special 2-hour pregame show leading up to the opening bell for IWE's 12th anniversary. For all the latest news and information, you can check out our platforms. Look for the Sports Reel podcast or the PFC Entertainment Network, Facebook, YouTube, Riverside.fm, as well as TikTok. Hopefully next week, this show will be made available on our TikTok page. So
You wanted to cut a rant on that, didn't you?
Yeah. Let me go
I'll
ahead.
give you a second before I get into my programming notes here. Go ahead.
I do not know why entities need to make shit so difficult when we're supposed to be in this market of networking and, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and we're supposed to be all under one family umbrella when you get into this kind of realm of entertainment. But then you get shit like TikTok that makes things way more difficult than it needs to be in order to link up like our distribution to their platform. No problem with Facebook, no problem with YouTube, no problem with other ones, but for whatever reason, I need TikTok to calm the fuck down and make this shit more easily accessible. But I am going to make it happen, and I am fully committed that by the time we get on the air next week at 6:45, we will also be simulcasting on TikTok. That's my goal.
Rock on. So I'll hit my programming notes real quick. The Kirby Joseph helmet giveaway is still going on. It's right there. Eric pointed out. Kirby Joseph helmet giveaway. You can get on that. It's a TikTok giveaway. Follow us on TikTok and you are entered in a chance to win that thing. We're less than 500 away. I think we're 488 or 478 away from giving that thing away. So jump on that at the Sports Reel PFC or just search the Sports Reel podcast on TikTok. We are giving that damn thing away. It is autographed and authenticated by the one great Kirby Joseph, the safety for the Detroit Lions, the all-pro safety. So please, for the love of God, just follow us. I want to give that thing away so we can move on to our Facebook giveaway. Other than that, next week, Jason, do you got the promo for this? We have on June 9th. You didn't bring it up?
No.
I sent it to you earlier. Damn it.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. I
thought it was on here and it did not upload up here.
I'll just show Eric real quick.
Just say it.
June 9th. The real reason why Tuesdays were invented. We're going live at 6:45 p.m. Eastern at the Sports Reel or at the PFC Entertainment Network. PFC Entertainment. We got Addison joining us once again from Two Guys, One Pod, and League Champ. And this was supposed to put out
I can't see it. There you go.
Yeah, Eric.
That's some bullshit. I'm definitely more ripped than both you fucking idiots. Wow. Okay.
Hold on. I gotta
live more. Wait,
I gotta bring it up on camera so the world can see.
Yeah, they're lying to you now.
Listen, I do have that
more than
in my
both
phone.
those idiots
Now
combined.
it's good.
And we will.
Shut up, Vinny.
We will distribute that across our platform.
Shut up, Baldy.
It is a good-looking graphic.
The fuck it is.
It's the best graphic I've ever made, by the way.
Oh, Samantha loved it. I don't mind
Yeah.
telling you. She thought that was the funniest shit there ever was.
So yeah, next week we got Addison coming back on the show. Glad to have him back on the show. So look out for that at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, live on the PFC Entertainment Network on YouTube and Facebook. And we're crossing our fingers for TikTok because if TikTok stops fucking around, that we can get on there because we have the ability to go live on there now. That's what I hope for. Other than that, go to all of our socials, the Sports Reel PFC. On all of them, or just the Sports Reel podcast. Follow us, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Number one, if you do it on TikTok, you get a chance to enter in on that Kirby Joseph helmet giveaway. Let's get that thing done so that we can do our Facebook giveaway after that. So other than that, Jason, that's all my programming notes for the week.
Well, we certainly appreciate Vinny for stopping by the Sports Reel podcast. I will see you in a couple days, my friend. For the rest of you, thank you so much for tuning in, whether it was be live here across the platforms or on the RSS feed on demand. Go out this week. Be awesome to yourselves and to each other, and we'll see you next Tuesday right here on the Sports Reel podcast, live on the PFC Entertainment Network.
I think
Tigers are up 1-0 right now.
Let's go, Tigers! Fuck yeah! Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
Eric's a bitch.